In this video, I'm sharing my experience on how to identify the mission, vision, and core values of a company. During my career, I helped 3 of my employers and 2 of my clients working on this type of project. We'll go over what the company culture is, what the mission, vision, and core values are, why the mission, vision, and values are important, how to document the mission, vision, and values, and much more. Company culture is the mission, vision, and shared values that characterize an organization. And yes, there are many other definitions out there. However, this is the one that I like better. Note that some companies use the term shared values, or core values. However, they mean the same. The mission statement communicates the purpose of the organization, why the company exists, what the company does on a daily basis, and for the next few years. The vision statement provides insight into what the company hopes to achieve or become in the future, where and what the company wants to be in the future. The values or core values are a set of statements which reflect the organization's core principles and ethics. Companies also identified employees' behaviors that support the core values. They are important because they help shaping the company's culture. They make a statement as to how a company and its employees will interact with customers, suppliers, colleagues, competitors, and the community. The mission, vision, and values are the foundation on which all business is conducted and decisions are made. The right organizational culture helps attract and retain talent, improves employee engagement, and support the company growth. How companies identify and document the mission, vision, and values? I have seen different approaches during my career. The first one, the long project, in which some companies launch the project that lasts around 1 to 2 months from the planning of the project up until the 1 week offsite meeting in which the final mission, vision, and values are documented. There's no like a magic formula or algorithm to determine who needs to participate in the project. Some companies appoint key leaders and employees to document the mission, vision, and values. Other companies engage their board members and top executives only. I have seen some cases in which the CEO and direct reports create the mission, vision, and values during a couple of staff meetings. And keep in mind, maybe that staff meeting, one of them lasted only 2 hours and the other one like an hour and a half. And lastly is what I call the budget approach. I've seen companies in which the CEO and also in one case the business unit president created a mission, vision, and value in a couple of hours. Which one is the best approach? There's no one size fits all in this case. It all depends on your company budget, resources available, and some other factors. This is an example of the long project. It was facilitated by an external consultant, and it doesn't mean that it needs to be the same for all companies. There's no one magic formula or algorithm to determine what are the steps that need to be followed. They're going to be different based on who participates in the project, who's facilitating the project, and also the different available resources. First step, the CEO sends that email invitation for the offsite meeting and communicates what the meeting outcome is or is expected to be. That email probably went out 6 to 8 weeks before that offsite meeting. During those 6 to 8 weeks, the people who are going to be participating in the project can start brainstorming ideas, getting some thoughts about how they can collaborate and contribute. Then is when the offsite meeting happens. So the CEO and directs meet for 1 week. And on day one, if in this case the consultant was, as I said, facilitating the project, the consultant presented the project overview, the tools, the templates, the training material, processes, and the target outcome. As you can see, there are some post-its here. They're heavily used during this project. On day two is when they held the brainstorm sessions. It was a combination of large teams and some smaller teams, which were tasked to document the mission statement. Or the post-its were used so that those different teams or the large team could document their ideas about what the mission statement should be. Because again, in this case, we had the CEOs directs participating in this session, and they, based on their function or business, help documenting what they think the overall company mission statement should be. Day three, very similar to day two. Brainstorm sessions, a combination of the large team and also smaller teams that were tasked to document the vision statement. Same tools used, template, post-its, same approach based on what you know about the company, your business or function. They came up with ideas as to what the vision statement for the overall company should be.
Day four, similar to day two and three, with the difference that they needed to identify a set of core values that represent the company's principles and ethics. For this specific example, they identified 6 core values. I've seen during my career that some companies document only 4 and another company documented 10 core values. On the last day, they held different sessions to brainstorm and create the rollout and communication plan. Very, very important. You need to make sure that this project is going to be very well understood at all levels within the organization. And the CEOs directs left the meeting with the task of replicating this exercise in their functions or businesses. So for example, the human resources function also needed to go through the process of identifying their specific mission, vision, and core values. Change management is key. The rollout process and the communication campaign must reach all employees in all locations. Think about remote employees. Think about field service technicians. Think about employees in different locations, in different countries. You must make sure, again, that that communication campaign reaches all employees in all locations. I've heard a couple of times in which some leaders say, this is a project that HR owns. And no, this project must be owned by leadership. Leaders must own and believe in the mission, vision, and values to be able to communicate, promote, and ensure all employees understand and adopt them. HR and any other business or function can help leading the project, but it's not a project owned by just one function. Again, it's a project but must be owned by leadership. Now that the mission, vision, and values of the company have been documented and communicated, HR and the other functions also need to do something similar, but HR needs to embed them into the different strategies and processes. Now that the company's mission, vision, and values were identified, I'll share with you what I did in one of the companies to embed them into the different HR strategies. Recruitment, for example. In addition to assessing the hard skills, experience, and the knowledge required by the position, I included the behavioral interview questions to assess the core values. In the performance management process, we ensured that the employees' goals were aligned to the company's mission and vision and included value-based goals and assessed them. In the case of training or employee development, we included some content not only for developing new knowledge and skills, but content related to values and behaviors that help employees understanding and demonstrating them. In the case of the talent review or succession planning process, in addition to identifying those high performing and high potential leaders, we ensured that they were ready to promote the company mission, vision, and values across their different teams and within the organization. In the case of rewards and recognition, employees who highly demonstrated the company values were rewarded with larger bonuses or merit increases. And we also included a category in the recognition program to nominate employees of the month for demonstrating above average values. What other functions need to do after the company's mission, vision, and values were rolled out and communicated? They need to do the same as HR, same as I showed you on the previous screen. They need to document their specific function or business or division's mission, vision, and values, and embed the company's mission, vision, and values into their processes. This is an example of how the finance function documented the mission, vision, and values for that specific function. In this case, the mission, the statement is maintains and support the company's fiscal responsibilities through accurate accounting and financial compliance. The vision to be the most knowledgeable and transformative finance and accounting division in the nation. Very aspirational. This is where they want to be. And the values, right results on time, continuous learning, continuous improvement, professionalism, and go above and beyond. This is just an example of how the finance function in a company documented them. Another example of the documented mission, vision, and values for the sales team. The mission, identify, create, and sell the best product or solution to our customers. The vision, aspirational, again, where they want to be in the future. Sell 1 million units per month in year 3. Close 4 service contracts per month. And the values, curiosity. Know the reason why the people are buying something that we sell. Accountability. Do all the right things and not cut corners. People skills. Create likability to gain trustability. Now that those mission, vision, and values for the company and for the different functions, divisions, and line of businesses were documented, implemented, rolled it out, when you need to update them, when you need to redo them, when you need to remove or add additional values, or when you need to update the mission statement. Well, it all depends. Depends on where the company is in the business life cycle, Is in the launch, maturity, renewal, recovery stage, or if the company has new leadership, products, line of businesses, or discontinue products or services because of a divestiture. Let me give you this example. Let's assume a company that they manufacture, repair, and distribute products. Let's assume that they decided to not continue with the distribution business, that they identify some other distribution channels that they're going to leverage. In this case, the mission changed. The vision may also have changed, but the values probably not, because the values are the principles and ethics. They may continue to be the same even if they decided not to continue in the distribution business. These are short videos in which I'm sharing my experience in different projects. And of course, I may not cover all the granular details of each of the projects. So if you have questions, feel free to reach me by phone, email, and you can also visit my website in which I made available some additional resources.